driving over a busy shipping lane. The single-handed, the big boats are pretty damn stressful. They just appear one after the other. They're quite low in the water, so they just suddenly, boom, there's one there, there's one there, there's two over there, boom, 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 boom. Behind it, in front of it, I don't know. I've taken to following other boats, so I kind of, I spot a boat and then I get behind him, and whatever he does, I just follow him because he knows what he's doing. That works quite well. Otherwise, it's very hard to judge, you know, distance and speed. I'm kind of getting used to it, but it's a real learning process. So I've headed out from my sheltered little river, and I'm heading to what I hope is a lock landing. On the photos I can't see any boats moored up there, and on the thing it doesn't say anything on the navigation map. The last one I had a 24-hour landing. If it doesn't have a lock landing, then I'm going to have to head into a town and maybe pay for a marina. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's all clear. I can't see any big boats in the minute. I've got to jump down and check out both sides. Boats popping out of this turning, like right in front of me. You can see it there, just there. Okay, there could be big boats popping out there, so I'm going to take a lot of notice. And double check on this side. So nothing sneaking around there, and here, nothing. Okay, so I've got to keep an eye on this turning on the side I can't see out of. Okay, let's see what happens. I'm actually moving a little bit away from it, just in case anything pops out, I've got time to react. So I'm going to give a wide berth round it. So that entrance there, huge boats could pop out at speed, and they'll just ignore me and run me down, so I've got to watch out for them. Nothing behind. Okay. Let's jump up. So it's better to do this with two people. You have one on lookout and then the other one driving. It's much less stressful. Yeah, shame Anna's not here. Anna, come and join me on the boats. Okay. So, I'm going to jump down again and just check there's nothing pops out this side thing. No, it looks clear. Straighten the wheel a little bit. So with one person driving, the boat tends to go its own way, so you have to keep going and touching the wheel. Nothing behind. Oh, one boat might be turning, but it's probably not. Okay, got to straighten the wheel again. Okay, try the other side. Okay, there's a navigation channel over there, so boats could sneak in there at speed. I can't see anything though. And this side we're clear. Once we get past this thing here, actually, we should actually not have any problems with big boats because we're on the sports boat section then. Okay, looks clear in all directions. So I'm going to jump back up again. Whoop, up, up. Boat goes wild. Okay, when you're looking out the windows, the boat doesn't stay in a straight line. It takes its own path. So you've got to be very aware of that. Especially if there's other boats around, they might panic and think, where's he going? He's swerving all over the place. Okay, I'm just going to check to make sure there's nothing down here again. Okay, it's all clear. Looks like I'm going to make it. Okay, so I'm going the wrong direction. I've got to turn this way. So here's the map. So I got to head directly to that red buoy there, straight ahead. Can you see the red buoy? I've got to head directly to that, and then I turn before I reach it, I think. So let's line it up. There's quite a bit of wind, so we're not going very straight. I'm going to apply a bit more power. She digs herself into the water when you apply more power, so she's more stable. And she goes a little bit faster, not much, maybe a kilometre. So you use up 50% more fuel for more stability and a tiny bit of speed. Okay, so now she's online. Right, I'm going to jump down and check in all directions one more time. So she's, just make sure she's on a steady course. Yep, she's on a steady course. Okay. Nothing coming out. Okay, there's one ship I think might have turned. No, it has. Yeah, one ship might be turning my way. I'm not sure. A long way off. But actually, by the time he gets here, we will be past where he turned, so we're okay. All right. Double check this side one more time. Nothing sneaking up on me there. No. No. Okay. Gotta make sure I don't run down any fishermen as well at the same time. Lots of little boats with fishermen in them. Okay, so I start to head towards the buoy again, and then I do a turn just as I reach the buoy, basically, and that should take me into the sports mooring. I think I've made it past. That was good. Less stress on that one than the last one. It's heading pretty steady, so I'm just going to check again. Yeah, nothing coming out of there. That's nice. And yeah, there is a big boat coming up behind, but he's going to turn into this, so we're okay. And you can see the big boat in the distance. You can tell I'm missing by the wake on the bow. That sailboat over there, I've got to head towards him. So I'm going to turn in about 2 minutes, I think. A minute. Tweak the wheel. Okay, drop up again. Alright, so you can see the map. We are just almost at that red buoy, which is just over there. The map. So if we turn on that red buoy, we'll just come into this area here, and this is the sports lock there. And I go. Hopefully, I can moor up there for tonight. If not, I have to go through to here or somewhere around here. I'm not sure. I have to suss it out. I can't moor. Okay. So now I've got to jump down and make sure there's no sports boats coming out of the lock and crossing my path. Just the one sailing boat, looks fine. And behind me, yeah, this big boat is coming at speed behind me, but it'll turn before we get there. Okay, perfect, I think we made it. There's the main lock for the huge boats, and just past that windmill, the big one in the front, there is the sports lock. You can see a sailing boat in there. Okay, there's a speedboat up ahead, but it'll probably avoid me. Nothing behind, I'm going to check the other side. Nah, nothing behind. Okay, I'm turning. Right, there she goes. Turn by herself. Boat knows where to go. Okay, a little early boat. Let's straighten her out again. Quite a bit of engine power, but we're still only at 8 knots, 8 kilometres an hour, which is about 5 knots or less, 4 knots, which is slow. I think we need to clean the bottom a bit more. I think the keel's very dirty. Okay, let's check the map. So I'm there, buoyed past, and I've got to get in there, so I can actually go about maybe half. I'm going to go a little bit further forwards before I do the turn. See any boats coming out. I'm just going to put her into a slow turn just so she turns into the right place. Yeah, she's turning nicely. You can see the big boat behind, but he's gaining on us. Those are the red buoys we followed. This is the huge lock for the cargo boats. Nothing coming out currently, which is nice. And this one here, where that sailing boat is the sports lock. So we're heading into there. lock. I'm now following a sailboat to the next lock because the last lock didn't have a 24-hour mooring, so I couldn't stop. So I've got about maybe another half hour, an hour, maybe half an hour left. I'm halfway through to get to another lock. I'm actually in brackish water. It's half salt, half fresh. So the boat behaves differently, which is interesting. She goes slower for some reason. Maybe the tide's against me. I think there's 2.5 meters of tide. You can see it on the side. So there's definitely a tide going on. It's mediated by a barrage, so it's not a huge tide. So hopefully it's only 2.5 meters, hopefully. Let's see. It seems the next lock landing, you can moor up at the end of the pier of the landing stage. There's an overnight mooring there, so I'm trying to get to there and mooring up. If that doesn't work out, there's some marinas around. I'll scout. There's still quite a bit of sunlight, but I'm pretty knackered. Okay, the yacht in front of me is getting away from me, so I've accelerated a bit. Okay, so this is where we are. We came through this lock here, and then we have to get to that lock. Actually, I want to go this way, but I'm going to have to go out of my way a little bit, just to get a mooring for the night. Especially as it's tidal. With tidal, you're never quite sure with moorings. So let's get a safe mooring on a pontoon till I get used to the tidaliness of it. Okay, another half hour of driving, and then hopefully I can. Well, after being turned away by two locks, they're both under repair, so it's not surprising. I had to carry on, and I turned off onto a little side channel full of mud and withers. I see these sticks here pointing up, and these show mud banks. And look, see, there's the mud there. The tide is out, I think, so I should stay afloat. That's the plan anyway. On my map it shows there's water here, so it should be fine. I'm inside this green buoy. There's the red buoy, so this is the channel, the green buoy there and the red buoy there. Then behind us there's a red one and a green one, so I'm kind of on the edge of the channel. Got my anchor light on. It's not very bright, but it's on. When it gets dark you'll see it. So now this is my place for the night, and you see that rippling water over there, that's a mud bank. I'm very close to it. But I reckon when the tide comes in, the water will go all the way as far as that bank there. See, it's dark, it'll go all the way to there. So as long as I leave at high tide, I won't be aground. That's the plan. Yeah, seems a nice spot. The sun's going down, it's definitely time to stop, so it's time for a cup of tea. And I got some almond cakes. I like a bit of almond cake. I got some ingredients for soup too, but I'm not sure I've got the energy. I'm absolutely shattered, but kind of happy. It's a lovely spot. I think this is all a nature reserve. The reason I'm moored off on this side, see that person over there is moored up in the middle of a no mooring zone. It's a perfect place for anchoring, but it says no entry because it's a nature reserve. So he's actually doing something naughty. Would be a better place to anchor, but doing something naughty. So I've moored up in the little spot which isn't the nature reserve, but it put me very close to the side and very close to the channel, because actually the whole place is a bloody nature reserve. So I have loads of big boats hammering past in the night, so might get a bit of wash, but they won't come past me. They'll go in the main channel over here. They'll come down here, whoosh, whoosh, like a motorway. So I'm off that main channel. I'm in this tiny little bay, which I think goes about 4 or 5 kilometres, then comes to a dead end, I imagine. Not sure. But look at all this gorgeous mud. And check out how close it is. That wither is a mud bank. And possibly sand, hard to say. Okay, that's enough of me wittering. Time for tea and cake, and just see if anyone gives me any hassle. I think it's an okay spot. It's the crack of dawn, about 6 in the morning. The anchor alarm went off because the boat swung around because the tide turned, so now the tide's going out. Actually, if you look at the buoy, there's actually a bit of current. I think there's 2.5 meters of tide. So I need to travel with the tide going out. I think I could probably wait till later, but I'm a bit worried about what the wind's going to do. At the moment there's no wind at all, which means it's easy to pull the anchor up. So I'm going to set off now. It's about 6 in the morning. Where I want to go to is mostly tide going out. I think it's all tide going out. So it'll give me a speed boost of a couple of kilometres an hour. So I'm going to turn the navigation lights on, start the engine, turn the navigation lights on, drive forward a little bit to loosen the anchor, and then pull up the anchor, and then the tide will drag me out, and there's the space for it to drag me out. And then I go jump back into the boat, throw the anchor on the roof, jump back into the boat, and drive off down there, dodging any big boats I meet in this. It's getting brighter. By the time the anchor's up and I'm on the way, it should be full daylight. I can see a big boat going past. So I'm now on the other side of the Withers. And the tide is, I don't know if you can see it on this camera, but the tide is right up against the side. It's just starting to come down. I can see the side starting to appear. I mean, in theory, I should wait another hour or two. I only need half the tide, but actually I'm going to set off now just in case the wind comes up. Actually, yeah, the wind turbines have started to move. They were stationary before, so I think the wind is coming up a little bit. So it's time to go, okay, and you can see the tide's going out because look, the foam is heading outwards. It's going out quite fast, actually. Have a look, can you see the boats moving? Oh yeah, there's a boat moving over there. Yeah, big boat moving on the other side. So first let's do is engine starting. This boat has a manual engine start. Just need to get to here and press that. Engine all looks good. We've turned on the navigation lights. Just drive forward a little bit. Maybe we've had a cup of tea. Okay, we're off. Made it through the lock. It was an exhausting morning. Got up about 4 o'clock. Had to fight the tide, so really slowed down at one point. But it was fine, very beautiful. Lovely waking up so early. Well, kind of knackering, but lovely too. You could see the sunrise. Went past lots of sandbanks and mud banks. Saw some seals. Now I'm in sheltered waters with lots of free moorings. So I'm going to head up and see what I can find a good place. I'm going to empty the boat out and try and look for my phone, which has gone missing. I need weather forecasts for the next jump, but actually I'm pretty safe for the next few days. On my old weather forecast, I think there was wind on Monday, but nothing till then. So I'm going to untie the boat and head inland, see what I can find. All right. Well, it's time for a tidy up. I've got a nice side on an island, so might as well make use of it. I'm getting all this sort of still slightly mouldy stuff out, and I've thrown away 2 boxes full of crap. And in the night, actually, I'm going to throw away a bit more. There's a trash can.